everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am doing the bookshelf book tag. As always, I will link the creator's video down below, and there are 13 questions, so let's just get started. How many bookshelves do you have? I have 5 bookshelves full of books that I have read, and then I have 1 half bookshelf in my bedroom, which is my TBR bookshelf. I will link literally everything down below to like the bookshelves that I have, all of my bookshelf tours that I've done, all of my TBR tours that I've done, like bookshelf tours. I'll link everything down below. 2, how many books are on your bookshelves, or how many books do you think you have? I have, I think, around 800 books in total. I have a list on my Goodreads called I Own It, and that is usually like where I put all of the books that I own that I've read on Goodreads. I put it in that list, but I don't think I've updated that list in a while. So plus I also don't have my TBR books on that list. I have that in a separate list on Goodreads, which I think is called my TBR shelf. I'll link both of those lists down below, but I have, I think, around 800 books. 3, how do you organize your books? I don't really have a method at all. I just group usually authors together. So like if an author writes a series, like I'll put all of their books together or like whatever. But other than that, I don't have an order of how I organize my books. If you look at my bookshelves a year ago, I had a different background than what I have now. What I do try to do is to change my background like once a year, because I've only had these bookshelves for a year. It was a year, I think, in February or January, something around there. So I have since changed my background, and I like to just put books behind me that I love and that I want to show in my videos. So that's just kind of how I organize them. There's no particular way that I organize them, to be honest. 4, what is the oldest book on your bookshelf? That's probably The Littles Take a Trip by Josh Peterson. I've had this book forever. I loved this book when I was little, and I just thought it was like the cutest thing in the entire world. It's just like about these mice who take a trip. They're like a little family. They take a little trip together. I should reread this because I don't remember anything about it. 5, what is the newest book on your bookshelf? Sugar Free by Sawyer Bennett. This is book 3 in the Sugar Bowl series. This is the newest book to my collection. 6, what is the longest book on your bookshelf? And that is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is book 3 in the Dark Artifices trilogy, and this is the longest book on my bookshelves. Can you believe that I read this in one day? Can you believe that I read, how many pages is this? 880 pages in one day. I still can't believe I read this in an entire day. That's amazing. Yeah, this is by far the longest book on my shelves. I did have 2 other books that came close, but this is by far the longest. 7, what is the shortest book on your bookshelf? For this, I have The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. This is the shortest book on my bookshelf. This is like 62 or 63 pages. Yes, it's the shortest. I'm sure this is an answer for a lot of people because it is one of the shortest, but I actually almost had 2 other books, but they were like 75 pages. So they were a little bit longer than this. But yes, this is my shortest book. 8, what is the predominant genre on your bookshelf? Contemporary. I would say I have probably more YA on my bookshelves than like adult, new adult, but contemporary in general is like the general genre that I have. I would say it's YA, but I feel like it's starting to become more like adult, new adult is like taking over all of the YA that I have. A lot of the YA that I have, I am starting to unhaul just because I'm never going to reread it, or I didn't love it that much, etc. So I feel like the romance is taking over, which I'm very happy about because I feel like that is what reflects me more as a reader, is like I am a romance, a hardcore romance, like adult, new adult lover. I rarely read YA that much anymore. Like I'm very picky about the YA that I read, so I feel like the more I collect of like my favorite romance, novels and stuff, it's just becoming more of a true reflection of the reader that I am, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I still do have a fair amount of YA, and there are some YA books that I will never get rid of because I love them dearly, like my Cassandra Clare books down here. I have literally almost an entire shelf dedicated to Cassandra Clare. So I still love YA, but I'm just very picky about it. That was a weird tangent. Anyways, number 9, have you done a bookshelf tour? Yes, I have. I have done, I think, 3 or 4 tours of my bookshelves. I did a couple tours when I had my dark bookshelves that were in like my actual bedroom, and then I've done a bookshelf tour of these shelves about a year ago. So I'll link that all down below. I have a full playlist dedicated to bookshelf tours, so you can see all of the books that I've owned in my life. I don't plan on doing an updated bookshelf tour video anytime soon. Like, I know a lot of people request them, but they are such a pain to film and such a pain to edit. I really hate it. So I probably won't do one for a while, but you can check out my past ones to see what I do own. 10, go to a random number generator and talk about the book that corresponds with that number. Okay, let me just do that really quick. Okay, 157. Let's go. I don't know if I did the generating thing right, but at 157 I landed at The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, and I don't really have much to say about this book. I read this book years ago. I read this actually, I would say like a couple months after the first movie came out. I read the entire trilogy. I don't love it, but I don't want to get rid of it for some weird reason. 11, do you have fan merch or any other decorations on your bookshelf? I do have Funko Pops. Oh, my Harley Quinn one is really high. I have 6 Funko Pops on my shelves. I'll actually link a video I did about a year ago called Bookish Merch or whatever, and I go into detail about all of the bookish merch that I have, like from posters to my Funko Pops to bookmarks to like random stuff. I'll link that video down below. But yes, I do have my Harley Quinn Funko Pop. I have 2 Ariel Funko Pops. I have a Daredevil Funko Pop. I have obviously Edward and Bella Funko Pops because I love them. 12, show us your bookshelf. Yeah, as I said, I'm not fully happy with my bookshelves, so they are kind of a little bit of a mess, and I have a lot of DVDs and movies and music on my bookshelves on one of them, and then I have like my TBR jars on one of them, and that whole shelf in general, that one shelf, is a mess, because some books on that shelf are books that I have to haul or that I read in a month, or books that I have to get rid of. That bookshelf's kind of a mess, but the other ones are pretty okay. Like, they're organized to an extent that I like, I guess. I don't know. I don't do any particular fancy organization, as I've explained before, but they're my bookshelves and I love every single book on them, so, or somewhat love every book on that bookshelf. Some I don't love so much, but I just keep anyways, you know. 13, tag someone. I tag whoever wants to do this. You can also do it in the comments if you want, because that's fun. I'd love to know what people's shortest book on their shelf is, because literally in every tag that I've watched before, everybody says The Grown Up is their shortest book. So let me know what the shortest book is on your bookshelf, because I'd love to know. So that's it for this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.